is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Casey. Alyssa Donovan joining me here in studio on this Tuesday. Alyssa, you were just telling me you stepped outside and you said it feels amazing out there. I have not been outside yet, so I'm excited to walk out the doors after the show.
Yeah, you know what, today's going to be a good day for some outdoor activities. Temperatures are a bit below average, humidity is low, and we do have some sunshine out there, a lot of cloud coverage as well, but we are seeing some peaks of sunshine. So really just a great day, and the good news is this nice weather is going to be here to stay for the next couple days. Right now, 72 degrees in Indianapolis. We're going to climb just a couple more degrees as we head into the afternoon, and that's thanks to some of that sunshine we'll see throughout the day. But for the most part, that cloud coverage still across the area, just some peaks of sunshine around as we continue to see those cumulus clouds develop. As we head into the early afternoon, can't rule out maybe a stray shower, just some moisture still hanging in the air. For the most part, a lot of us are going to stay dry, but we can't rule out seeing just a quick shower. This won't be like what we saw yesterday afternoon with those heavy downpours. If we see it, it will be very, very brief and very quick and light. Temperatures today, we're starting with those temperatures right now in the low 70s. We'll climb just a couple degrees as we head into the afternoon hours. It's going to be comfortable, and that low humidity, those northwesterly winds helping usher in some cooler air. So we are going to see those temperatures drop off quite a bit as we head overnight. 76 tomorrow, 79 on Thursday. We're going to start warming back up as we head towards the weekend.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. New this midday, Metro Police are investigating 2 more homicides that happened in just the past 24 hours. Around 6:30 this morning, police were called to North Capitol and East 30th Street on the north side of Indianapolis. Officers say that they found a person dead in the parking lot of a business there. No cause of death has been released so far. Now, that homicide follows one that happened late last night on the city's northeast side. Police say that a man was shot and died at the scene at 35th Street near Keystone Avenue. Details on a suspect in either of those killings has not been released. If you have any information about what may have led to the gunfire, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. Those 2 deaths bring the total number of homicides in Indianapolis this year to at least 135. Now, that is well ahead of last year's record pace. Starting Thursday, the city will host a series of public safety meetings. The community conversations will be done in partnership with the New York University School of Law Criminal Justice Lab. The first meeting will offer opportunities for the public's input on policy and safety priorities. It will be held virtually and hosted by members of the City County Council. We have more information on this and how you can attend that meeting on the RTV6 app. You can also go to the IndyChannel.com. Well, the city says that Indiana Avenue here in downtown Indianapolis will remain closed through Thursday for the Black Lives Matter mural. The image is now complete along Indiana Avenue from Blackford Street to West Street. And here's a look at the finished mural from our RTV6 drone Skycam 6. The location was a prominent area for Black-owned businesses and homes from the early part of the last century through the 1960s. The Indianapolis Urban League donated supplies and 18 local artists painted that mural. Now, the national conversation about police brutality, racism, and racial injustice played a big role in the creation of that mural, and so we are helping to continue that conversation. Every Tuesday this month, RTV6 and our partners at Radio 1 will host a discussion on racial issues. The first session of the series is called The Why, Exploring the History of Race in Central Indiana. It starts this evening at 5 o'clock. You can find that on the RTV6 Facebook page. After a slight drop over the weekend, COVID-19 cases are up again in Indiana. The latest report from the state health department says there were 836 new cases of the virus reported. 14 new deaths were also reported by the state health department. Perhaps the most worrisome is the positive test rate. The preliminary rate statewide was a whopping 20%. That's more than twice the typical rate. A second staff member at Avon High School has tested positive for COVID-19. Unlike the first staff member to test positive, Avon Community Schools confirms that this staff member was inside the school building. Avon Schools issued a statement saying in part, quote, ACSC staff have gone through training on recognizing symptoms. The individual who tested positive may return to the school upon the direction of county health officials. The district says it cannot share any other information due to privacy laws. So as the debate over whether it's safe to send children back to school in person continues, President Trump continues to be at odds with doctors on his own COVID-19 task force. We know hospitalizations are rising in at least 30 states today, but as ABC's Andrew Dimbert tells us, the president says the virus is under control.
President Trump continuing to push an inaccurate view of the coronavirus pandemic. In an interview with Axios on HBO, the president claiming the virus is under control despite rising death tolls in 35 states and the U.S. having around a quarter of the world's infections and fatalities.
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is. But that doesn't mean we aren't doing everything we can. It's under control as much as you can control it. This is a horrible plague that beset us.
The confusing communications from the White House come as the U.S. death toll surges past 155,000. The president even contradicting doctors on his own task force, like Dr. Anthony Fauci.
I don't agree with Fauci.
Trump criticizing Dr. Deborah Birx, calling her pathetic after she warned the pandemic was widespread and entering a new phase. He's since walked back those comments.
It's a person I have a lot of respect for.
Health experts have stressed social distancing and mask wearing as the best ways to truly control the spread. Not everyone is listening. Parties like this one in Beverly Hills, California, highlighting the problem. And as the next school year approaches, difficult decisions lie ahead. Districts turning to the Trump administration for a plan, but they've received little guidance. For families wondering if it's safe to send their kids back to class, there are few answers.
I'm trying not to cry. That was hard.
Mississippi is supposed to lay out a course of action for school reopening, but the state has the highest COVID-19 infection rate in the nation, and nearly all ICU beds are full.
It's impossible to imagine we're not going to pay the price for cramming kids into schools right now.
Although Trump says the virus is under control, under his own White House, it is now mandatory for employees to get random COVID-19 testing. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Washington.
You can tell that the CF community is so used to what's going on, in the United States.
So putting a mask on and other precautions that we're taking during the pandemic, they're nothing new for families affected by cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disorder that affects the lungs, the pancreas, and other organs. Brennan Fox has two children with cystic fibrosis, 17-year-old Lucas and 14-year-old Hannah. They were both diagnosed about 12 years ago, and the family has always had to take extra precautions to make sure that they are staying healthy. And now, as the CDC and Governor Holcomb, they're asking everyone to mask up. Fox says she hopes that you'll at least listen.
Wear a mask. You're only not helping yourself, but you're also helping the person that, you're walking by. I mean, it's something that we're all going to have to be accustomed to for who knows how long.
Fox says that her kids live as normal as possible. They both go to school 2 days a week, and her 17-year-old is also holding down a job. Well, we are all concerned about COVID-19, but does that mean that we're ignoring something else that could be wrong with us? Next, we'll take a look at how some doctors are afraid that we aren't paying attention to small things that could turn into major health problems. Alyssa.
And the rainy conditions are out of the area. We are going to be left with some beautiful skies today and some beautiful low humidity conditions over the next couple days. I'll have details on a very comfortable and pleasant forecast coming up next.
Welcome back. As the pandemic continues, doctors are noticing an unsettling trend. More people are avoiding a trip to the doctor for issues unrelated to COVID-19. And our Troy Washington tells us that doctors believe that that could lead to more dire health issues.
RTV6 talked with Dr. Ashley Meager just as she was getting home from a 24-hour shift working as a trauma and acute care surgeon.
There has been an increased number of people avoiding the hospital, and to the point where they wait until they're so sick that it's really hard for us to take care of them.
At first, Phyllis Schooler says she was hesitant about checking out the sudden pain she started to feel seemingly out of nowhere.
I woke up Wednesday morning and I was experiencing some pain on my lower right side of my abdomen. I've never had a problem with my appendix in the past. And I said, oh my goodness, I hope this is not my appendix.
She waited only a day before she couldn't take it any longer and decided to see her doctor for guidance.
I did the virtual appointment and I was laying on my bed when I did it with my doctor, Dr. Amadou, and she was telling me where to press, and she could see with, from my laptop, and she was telling me she was thinking it was my appendix. And she asked me, will you please, is there someone that can take you go to the nearest emergency room.
Do you worry about if you would have waited any longer? Because there are a lot of people who are waiting and things are getting so bad by the time that they go in, it's a worse situation.
I just thank God that I did not wait.
Dr. Meager says Schooler is exactly right. Turns out it was her appendix and it could have burst if it wasn't removed right away. The surgeon says don't wait if something is wrong, and if you need medication, don't delay taking care of that either.
I know that the pharmacies such as CVS and Walgreens, many of them have drive-ups, and you can drive up and do a no-touch pickup of your medications. So really stay on top of refilling medications.
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. Doctors stress it is so important to keep things like diabetes, blood pressure, and heart disease in check. They say neglecting any of those could lead to worse COVID symptoms. Well, it made landfall as a hurricane and immediately became destructive. Next, the latest on what is now a tropical storm and the impact it's having on the entire East Coast. However, back here at home, we have a beautiful day in the forecast. You can see the blue skies, white puffy clouds overhead. Alyssa Donovan has a check of those cooler temperatures today as we are still in the middle of August. We'll have her full update coming up here on the News at Noon. Stay with us. Welcome back. It came ashore in the Carolinas this morning as a Category 1 hurricane. Now tropical storm Isaias is bringing high winds and flooding all the way up the East Coast. The storm caused historic storm surges in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina today. It also spawned tornadoes in North Carolina, causing at least one death, as well as fire damage to a number of homes there. You can see some pictures. And we know the storm is creating problems all the way up the East Coast, even as far north as our border with Canada. One area that's impacted is the coast of New Jersey, and that's where Storm Team 6 meteorologist Todd Clausen filed this report.
And greetings from Cape May, New Jersey, where obviously tropical storm Isaias is hitting pretty hard right now. You can see the wind and the surf coming up behind me. The actual center of the storm passing off to Philadelphia, but obviously feeling the brunt of it here on the Jersey Shore. Get these gust of winds, probably up to about 30 to 40 miles per hour. A little less right now. Just a few minutes ago, I was getting pelted with sand here on the beach. So I think Jersey Shore is probably going to escape the brunt of the storm, but obviously being impacted with the wind, the heavy rainfall, and this high surf. Quick moving storm should get on the Jersey Shore into New England by the time we get to this evening. That's the good news. But continue to kind of hunker down, not expecting too much damage here on the Jersey Shore, just some minor wind damage, most likely. In Cape May, New Jersey, I'm Boston, RTV6.
Oh man, windy there where Todd is. You may be wondering, why did Todd leave the beautiful weather we have here this week and head out to the hurricane? He knew it was coming, you know, but he's visiting his mom this week, so that's very nice.
Not the best week for that, I guess, when it comes to the weather up there. But the good news is we are seeing some nice weather here, and that's partially due to Isaias moving up the coast. That is actually helping stall out some of the weather right here in the Midwest. We're seeing high pressure building in. That cold front that passed through yesterday is continuing to push out of the area, and we have some cloud coverage right now. We're starting to see some more cumulus clouds develop as we head into the afternoon hours, and we are going to see those temperatures well below average over the next couple days here, and that's due to that high pressure that's building in from the north and that cold front that moved through yesterday. And you can see on our Weather Now camera those low-lying clouds, those cumulus clouds. Some of them do have a little bit of moisture in them, so we can't rule out maybe a spot shower this afternoon, but for the most part, we are going to see dry and beautiful conditions today. 72 right now in Indianapolis. That humidity is low. Those winds just a little bit breezy out of the northwest, around 13 miles per hour. So that's kind of helping keep our temperatures a little bit cooler today as well. So here we are on TrueCast right around the noon hour, and you can see that moisture. That's what I'm talking about. The potential of maybe just a light shower as we head into the early afternoon. Most of us, though, won't see anything, but we are seeing that that moisture up in the clouds, so we can't rule out seeing maybe a quick shower. If we do see it, it's going to be very quick, very light. Overnight tonight, all those clouds are going to clear out, so we're going to see very clear skies and that cold air moving in from the north. That means our temperatures are going to drop off quite a bit. We'll be right around 53 degrees by tomorrow morning in Indianapolis, 49 up in Peru. So much cooler start to our day tomorrow. Those cooler temperatures, this comfortable conditions is going to stick with us over the next couple days. 76 tomorrow for our daytime high, and then we are going to see those temperatures climb just a little bit as we head towards the weekend, and that's because we're expecting a little bit more sunshine each day in the forecast. So we'll have that sunshine to help with that daytime heating, taking our temperatures up. However, those overnight lows are going to stay in the 50s and low 60s over the next couple days. So it's going to be chilly starts to the day, and then we are going to warm up a little bit each day. Today, starting with those, or as we head into the afternoon rather, we're in the low 70s right now. I expect us to hit right around 75 by the early afternoon, and that's just because we are seeing some of that sunshine peek through. The good news is low humidity in the forecast, just that small chance of a stray shower possible yet today, and then we're staying below normal. So feels a little bit more like fall as you step outside, and it's going to stay that way over the next couple days. Plenty of sunshine on tap in the forecast over the next few days. By the weekend, that's when we're going to see our next chance of showers and storms.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Well, you may have noticed that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a coin shortage. Now, the U.S. Treasury wants you to use your spare change for shopping. Bianca Fuscini with our partners at Newsy takes a look at how the shortage is especially hurting small businesses.
First, it was hand sanitizer. Then it was toilet paper. Now the U.S. is seeing a coin shortage, and the Treasury is asking for help. The U.S. Mint, the part of the Treasury that produces coins, is encouraging Americans to spend, deposit, or exchange coins for cash. The Bureau warns retailers will have a hard time accepting cash payments until circulation returns to normal. Some businesses aren't waiting around, transitioning from coin-based to token-based operations. Ken Shaner manages sales for a private token manufacturer in Ohio.
Primarily, we're seeing laundromats, we're seeing car washes, bar arcades.
The government is producing more coins than usual to help, but consumer spending is still nowhere close to pre-pandemic days. Shaner says it's a trend we should get used to.
We believe that the coin supply is still going to be very tight into next year.
One of the reasons for the shortage is the increase in contactless payment as a way to avoid spreading COVID-19. It's welcome news for credit card companies. Visa saw an increase in online spending and contactless cards, according to the company's second quarter earnings report. The company expects that to accelerate post-COVID. The good news is the Mint says the shortage can be solved if consumers spend their spare change, as the government works to make more of it. Bianca Fuscini, Newsy, Washington.
All right, when we come back, it is time for our pet of the week. So we want to see if you'd like to take home Kimchi. We'll tell you a little bit more about this cat when we come back. Stay with us. So it's Tuesday, and that means it's time for our Pet of the Week from Indy Humane. Today, we want to introduce you to Kimchi. Kimchi is a happy, social 2-year-old boy who's ready to find his forever family. Look at him here. Kimchi loves to cuddle, insists on lots of pets. Kimchi also loves to explore and sniff everything in his environment. He loves salmon-flavored food, treats, indulging in catnip, and chasing wand toys. He would also love a home with big windows. Me too. Kimchi also has a big personality, so Indy Humane tells us that he would do best in a home without other animals. His adoption fee is $50. You can make an appointment to meet him today by going to indyhumane.org. Very cute.
Look, he's a cute guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa, well, if you have any pets, maybe dogs, you want to take them for a walk today, it's a good day to do that.
Yeah, a good dog walk day for sure. We are going to see some gorgeous weather. If you've been outside, you know it already. We are seeing a little bit of cloud coverage across the area, some peaks of sunshine throughout the afternoon expected. Can't rule out maybe a spot shower. Not all of us are going to see that, maybe just a few of us. Most of us are going to stay dry though. 75 for our high, so we're right around 72, 73 right now, so we're just climbing a little bit. As we head through the week, we're going to continue to see these nice, calm, and low humidity conditions.
All right, Alyssa, thank you, and thank you for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. Join us back here at 5 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.